Motorola recently launched the Snapdragon 630 toting Moto G6 Plus for 22,500 rupees, but then turned right around and surprised us all by launching the Motorola One Power with Android One with a 636 underneath for 16,000 rupees. Now at 17,000 rupees, there's another Android One phone that's being sold, this one by Xiaomi, the Mi A2. So which of these two is the better deal? An Android One battle between two phones from Chinese brands, the Lenovo-owned Motorola and Xiaomi. Well, let's find out in today's video. Hey guys, Ash here from C4E Tech and let's get started. If you do end up liking this video, please press the bell icon so that you don't miss out on our content. And by the way, if you've missed it, here's a Car 2 monthly giveaway. Check that out. So let's start with the build. Pick a Moto up and you'll immediately notice that the Mi A2 feels sleeker in hand. It's lighter, it's a lot slimmer. And the One Power has some plastic for the antennas, whereas the A2 uses antenna lines which are hidden. Well, neither is gonna win awards for looks. The A2 just feels better in hand. But I can't give this to the A2. Why? Because Xiaomi has made two major compromises. One, they've removed micro SD, which was there on the A2's predecessor, and two, the headphone jack. These are purely design choices, and yes, maybe the A2 feels a little better in hand, but the One Power still gets built-in design because Moto hasn't made these kind of weird choices. It's more sensible. Here's a poll. Let me know if you agree with my decision here. Next, let's move on to the display. The One Power is shorter and only a tad wider than the Mi A2 despite sporting a larger panel. It's a 6.2-inch panel compared to 5.99 on the A2. The aspect ratios are different. While the One Power sports a 19:9 panel, the A2 sports a 18:9 panel. Both are IPS LCD. The quality of the displays here are comparable. So the difference boils down to how you feel about the notch. If you're happy with the high screen to body ratio that the notch allows for, then the One Power wins for you. If you hate the notch with a vengeance, then go with the Mi A2 here. So I'm going to leave this round to user choice and move on to specs. Now this is one round the A2 wins quite comfortably. The A2 is powered by the Snapdragon 660 chip, while the One Power sports the Snapdragon 636. While both phones perform well with day-to-day usage, the A2 has a more powerful chip, so when push comes to shove, it can perform better. Both phones come with 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. It's worth mentioning that the One Power does have an option to expand storage via micro SD, while the A2 can't. That said, this round still goes to the A2. And there's no comparison on user interfaces because both are running on vanilla Android 8.1. Neither brand has the best track record when it comes to updates. Moto does offer some Moto Actions and an FM radio, but Xiaomi does offer support for the IR Blaster and better camera features including 1080p 60 FPS. So software is gonna be a tie here. And then we get to battery life. Now remember how the A2 is sleeker and lighter than the One Power? Well, there's a reason behind that. Despite the more powerful chip, the A2 sports only a 3010 mAh battery. The One Power on the other hand sports a mammoth 5000 mAh battery. So with regards to battery life, the A2 struggles to get through a day on a single charge with moderate use. With the same kind of usage, the One Power has no issues getting to the next day evening. The One Power just kills the A2 here, absolutely no contest. When it comes to battery life, it's the One Power all the way. So with the One Power's USP finished, let's move on to the A2 stronghold, the cameras. Here's the hardware. Both phones have dual camera setups to the back. The A2 has a 12 megapixel Sony IMX486 primary combined with a 20 megapixel Sony IMX376. Both paired with f1.75 lenses. The One Power on the other hand has a primary 16 megapixel f1.8 paired with a 5 megapixel depth sensor. Under good light, both cameras shoot good images, but the Mi A2 pulls ahead. When you crop in, you can see much better detail. The depth of field is very similar, but the dynamic range on the A2 is much better. Here, look at this picture. In the shadows, that's the leaves, the A2 has more detail. In the highlights, the clouds, again the A2 has more detail. That's the dynamic range right there. With the portrait mode, Moto has a weird crop, the A2 has better detail and colors. Under low light, the A2 pulls further ahead. The images shot with the One Power are a little brighter but are noticeably more noisy. The A2 produces a lot cleaner images. As far as video goes, both phones can shoot 4K at 30 FPS. The video shot with the A2 for some reason is a little washed out, and at 4K there's better detail and dynamic range, but the One Power's footage just looks better because of the washout. At Full HD, The detail and stability are both better on the A2, though the clip still looks a little washed out. Xiaomi really needs to fix this. As far as selfies go, the 20 megapixel selfie shooter on the A2 outperforms the 12 megapixel shooter on the One Power. Both phones have support for selfie portraits, and again, it's advantage Xiaomi. So overall, with cameras barring the little stutter with videos, Xiaomi has the advantage. And now we get to pricing. The Motorola One Power retails for 16,000 rupees, while the A2 is priced 1,000 rupees more. So what's the better pick? Well, the A2 is the better phone, but it is also more expensive. So you don't necessarily have to go with it. If you are looking for a phone with the best battery life and the notch is something that you like, then save $1,000, get the Motorola One Power. The 636, while not as powerful as the 660, still performs great. But if cameras are of utmost priority to you and you want the best performance possible but don't mind taking a hit on the battery life, then the Mi A2 is the way to go. So which one do you prefer, the A2 or the One Power? Is there any other comparison that you'd want me to do? Let me know in the comments below. Now guys, before I wrap, generally this is one feedback I've gotten on my comparison videos where people say, hey, you should give us one clear winner. Every time you end it with, if you want this, get this, if you want this, get that. I feel that's the way to do it. If somebody tells you buy this over that, that's not the right way to do it, because there is no one size fits all. There is no clear winner here. I mean, there are 100 arguments you can make for MIUI versus MUI, 100 arguments you can make for Android versus iOS. It's all personal preference. With phones, there are some things a phone does well, there are certain compromises. Unless you're doing something like a J6 Plus versus, Mi A2, you can't have a clear winner. Even in that video, the J6 Plus does have the better build, right? But then I definitely recommend the A2. But most of the times, between phones that are priced very competitively, between brands like Motorola and Xiaomi or Oppo and Vivo, there's always something a phone does well, something another phone does well. And I feel I would be doing you a disservice if I just give you one phone and say this is what you gotta do. I believe in offering options to my audience. I believe in telling you guys, hey, if you want this, get this. If you want this, get this. And I feel that kind of works out better for you guys. That is what I should be doing. That's what my job is. So let me know if you agree with me. Let me know what you think about it. I just want you guys to think about it and let me know. So I guess that's it. It is time I bid you adieu. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on what you felt about this video. Also, please subscribe and turn on notifications by clicking that bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our daily content. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.